Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Moving right along with this engine teardown. Prepping to get the last couple of mains out. This one is tucked up underneath here, so I got to pull the rear main bearing assembly apart and seal so I can access the bolts on that one. And then, as you saw, I was spraying some brake clean down there, see if I could break up that old paraffin oil that's got those bearing caps glued. And yeah, anyway, let's try and get this crankshaft out of here. I spotted this little spring on the end of the crankshaft here, and that had me stumped. I couldn't figure out what the heck that was for. So I looked at the back of the flywheel on the shelf, about broke my arms lifting that thing up, and there was a corresponding hole there. And then I got to looking, and it's right adjacent to the pilot bearing in the flywheel, and I thought, okay, makes sense. It's kind of a little check valve there. Must be a check ball either in here or in that flywheel. Lets grease into the bearing but doesn't let it feed back out. That's my assumption anyway. Well, I wanted to double check, so I looked inside this useless thing. Nothing. So I thought, well, you know what? I went on eBay, and what they had, what I thought was a robust overhaul manual, was a serviceman's guide. Man, that's not going to do me any good, but I did find for 25 bucks an authentic OEM new old stock, not a reprint, International Harvester parts book for the Farmall H, Super H, and HV. And I thought that will go a long way in helping me figure out what the service manual doesn't tell me. So yeah, anyway, I guess I better get all this rear main stuff out of here and keep tearing this thing apart. All right, I got that whole rear main bearing and seal assembly out, got it in a container, and it's hiding on the center shelf in the service cart over there. I'm in the process of pulling this side apart. I think if I get these gears off of here, and I've already taken pictures and saw where the match marks are, and I can get this plate off and get that crankshaft out, and then the camshaft to follow. My pal Greg was here earlier, El Lorenzo Costa Plenty, and he's a retired mechanic, so he was looking this over, and he was thinking the crankshaft journals look pretty good. Just some fine emery cloth, clean those up, and of course we put a micrometer on them. Got the light down in there, really good on those camshaft lobes. They're shot, they're worn all over the place, all over the map. So that's for sure going to have to be reground, and of course new camshaft bearings as well. But we're making progress here. Let's keep at it. My parts catalog has arrived, so I'm looking forward to digging through this and seeing if I can find answers that the service manual does not provide. I'm getting creative on my storage of parts as I scatter them throughout the shop. In a couple of days, I'll do it off camera. I'm going to stop, and because my tools have gotten to the point where they're so disgusting from all this old oil, and I'm just going to take a day, clean tools, put some things away. I got to clean up the floor around the shop, and then I've got to move some stuff around on a couple of shelves and get my rapidly accumulating stockpile of removed parts a little better organized. All right, I don't know if you can tell very well or not. This lobe is pretty rounded off. This one here is a lot sharper. And then we've got more. This one's really rounded off. So yeah, we're kind of all over everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna get this one reground. Another lineup. We're just about done with stripping this block. I still have to pull the lifters out. I'm gonna soak all of those with a little liquid wrench because I'm sure they're glued in there with more of a you know what. And I've got to roll these lower main bearings out, and then the very last thing to accomplish is pull the water jacket side cover off, and then this block will be stripped. My pal Greg, El Rancho Costa Plenty, he has volunteered his commercial grade steam cleaning outfit to steam clean this whole mess. Originally I was gonna fill this thing with evaporust like Iron Man 3406 did, but with a steam cleaner we can stuff the nozzle into all the different orifices and let her go. So that's the current plan. I don't know if I have to pull this crankcase vent off of the side cover or not. I'm going to try removing it without doing that, and we'll go from there. Well, belay my last. This thing was upside down. Had me a little bass-ackwards there. This cover is to get in and adjust the tappets, the valves. The water jacket cover is here. So I got to pull both those off. For all you young guys out there, specifically you newly married young guys, you old guys already know this from painful experience. But for you young guys, you see, of course, this mess on the floor. You see my footprints in it. Do yourself a favor. Check your boots before you leave the shop and clean them accordingly. So if you track this oily, greasy gack into the house or across the nice paved sidewalk to the house, you will incur the wrath. Oh boy. What a mess. Man, is this thing sludged up. You know, when you get right down to it, about 80% of reviving this old iron is cleaning all of this crapped up gack up. I mean, that's the hardest part of all of this. The rest of it, you know, assembling new parts, checking tolerances and clearances and all that kind of stuff, that's the fun part. The ugly part is cleaning all of this garbage up first. Well, this doesn't look terrible. Usually this cover will rust out, and the inside of the water jacket looks pretty good. So I think the steam cleaning will take care of that just fine. Okay. This is the rear, bottom half of the rear main bearing. I don't know. Okay. Standard. I don't know if you can see that or not. That is the standard size bearing. So I find that remarkable after almost 80 years. Crankshaft bearings are standard size. Well, let's see how successful I am at getting these lifters out of here. Well, I got lucky on that one. I'll have to clean these all up and then check the top and see, you know, wear pattern, all that kind of stuff. So on this end, that's the end that the camshaft lobes ride on, and then the bottom of the push rod comes up that direction, and there's a recessed cup inside this lifter where this ball end shape fits, and that's how those lifters, push rods, and all that actuate the rocker arm up above. So, where are we? Let's see. We are pretty much all stripped down. There's still a couple of Welsh plugs that I've got to take out. That's on the end of the camshaft there. There's a couple of smaller ones I got to take out. But with the exception of the liners, piston liners, everything is removed. So in the next segment, I've got to come up with a puck to attach to the bottom of these liners, these sleeves, and then get them out. So that'll be in the next video, not this one. I want to say a quick welcome. If you're new here, I haven't said this in a while, but if you're new here, welcome. Got a number of subscribers added recently, so I appreciate that. Thanks very much. To my existing folks, as always, thank you for sticking around and hanging with me on this latest fiasco. Yeah, it's much appreciated. So I'm going to sign off here. We're going to get up to 97 today. Finally, we got a cooling trend coming. We're going to get into the low 80s next week. So, today it's going to be 97, and we're going to be there in probably an hour and a half. So I think I'm going to close up the shop early today and call it. Thanks for hanging with me, everybody. We'll see you real soon on the next one.